We often hear about risk management in research or business, such as in the operation of a diagnostic laboratory. However, many of us do not understand what exactly this means.
What?
The worst part is that some of those who are required to develop or implement risk management plans consider them a useless and excessive formality, which has come to make our lives even more difficult. It is not at all inaccurate that risk management adds workload, but that it has come to make our lives more difficult is completely inaccurate. In practice, risk management aims at the exact opposite, that is, to make our lives easier. For those of you who are extremely anxious to understand what the essence of risk management is and what the two main types of measures we adopt for this purpose are, you can watch the following short video, which is based on a scenario that would be realistic in a parallel universe.
Let's start this presentation by taking an imaginary trip to a reality in which you are billionaires, and as such, you are certainly entitled to your own obsession, which in this case is the exploration of tropical jungles. Being loaded with huge amounts of surplus wealth, you want to use a tiny part of it and fund missions aligned to your keen interest. So you decide to publish calls inviting teams of explorers around the world to send you their plan for an expedition to the most isolated and dangerous tropical jungles. However, before you do, you must face your board of directors and CEO, who always make your life difficult, raising obstacles on how you'll spend your money. And these people are now telling that this nice operation that you have planned needs to be structured in a way that minimizes financial and legal risk. So they demand that before any team gets funded, it has to show that they are aware of the risks that might challenge the success of their mission. And what is more important, to prove that they have sufficient provisions in place to decrease the overall risk of their mission, which translates into mitigation measures, or deal with these risks should they occur, which is what we commonly refer to as contingency measures. Like a typical billionaire that you are, you become very angry at the board and CEO, who do not have the right to tell you how you'll spend your money. So you tell them that you'll have none of this, and you'll do what you want and fund whomever promises to carry through the most challenging expedition. And at that exact point, you hear a knock on your office door, and you are forced to welcome your team of lawyers, who you also hate to see, especially before you have your morning coffee. Anyway, your lawyers now present you with a new aspect of a hard facts, which is not about making sure that you'll get your money's worth, but about making sure that you'll not end up in prison. Since based on them, this is how it goes. If you fund someone to go on a dangerous expedition without them having sufficiently documented that they are aware of the expected dangers, you may end up being accused that you sent these people to their death. After all, you are the one who offered money, and money tend to make people become more willing to expose themselves to danger. You now realize that things are not as simple as you thought they were, and you can't always have it your way. Yes, you like jungles, but prison is not your ideal place of relaxation. So, you are now convinced that what you must go for is to support a team with solid understanding of the expected dangers and a strong set of mitigation and contingency measures in place. This not only improves chances of success, but also protects the explorers, and what is more important, you.